What has driven me is protection of our democracy and our Constitution. This cannot be political, and I think it's so important to conduct the investigation so that we don't allow any other future president to use.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, 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 hello. What is going on?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Fernando.
Who's that voice that I'm hearing? Hey, Joey, what's happening, man? We got Deborah.
Not much, man.
Hi, Fernando. Tala.
Hala, oh my goodness, we are here with royalty. For all of you who do not know, Hala is partners with Sean Callaghy and Callaghy Law. And if there's someone who is insanely proficient at 5D listening, question mastery, and influence mastery, it's Hala. And if you look up the word customer service in the dictionary or on Google, you'll actually notice that Hala's face is like synonymous with that. So she's an amazing human being. I'm super grateful that you're here, Hala. So thank you for jumping on early.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Fernando. What a nice welcome on this Friday morning from you. You're amazing and awesome and an inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you. So it is Fun Friday, and we're here, and our goal is, one, to have some fun, and two, to get over the 100 mark. We were at 99 yesterday. I will not steal thunder because she is like waiting and looking at that number ferociously every single day. So hopefully today is that day. But Robin, welcome. We got Todd. I love Todd. Todd, you have become insanely consistent in this group, and I'm so thankful for that, and our conversations at Clicksters and what you do with your business and how you handle your family. It's a blessing to have you here. My only request is to hope that we hear your voice some more. So Todd, so happy to have you here.
Good morning, Fernando. Sorry, I said good morning before and my phone bugged out. Don't know what happened. Back on.
Oh, I believe that voice sounds like Jay Levine.
You are correct, sir.
Woo! What's up, brother? You are always a level 10 in energy and energetical transportation. That is one indispensable element that you
I'm
have.
not sure if I started any level below that. I think I go from.
Yes, you're getting a little cut off, Jay, but I think I got the bits and pieces of it, that this is like your natural state. You always start at this energy. And there's actually a gentleman I'd love for you to meet one day. His name is Milo, Michelle's husband, another
Yes.
partner in Glitsters. Your energies would like totally hit it off. So I see, is that Mr. Fox? I saw a Ben. Is that the king of goddess
This
energy?
is your boy B Fox. Good morning. What's up, everybody?
Fox, man. Guys, I hope you have the pleasure.
Love
one
the
day
singing, Ben.
Ben Fox sing.
Thanks, guys.
Ben sent me a song on my phone the other day. It was like a 1-minute voice text of his angelic voice, and I only wish I could set it as my alarm clock. Because Ben, you are definitely the king of goddess energy, brother.
That was just a song to my heart, my friend. Thank you so much. And I have to tell you, I believe that singing is, I think it's healing. And I love music, and I love to sing for people I love. And Fernando, you're growing on my list of people I love, bro. I am thinking about you on a regular basis. I hear you on the phone here. And hearing people's voices on a daily basis, it makes me happy. So that's enough for me. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Ben Fox, we could never get enough of you. So thank you for blessing us with your goddess energy. I see we have Marcella, we have Chaz. Of course, we have Craig here, because it would not be an unblinded huddle if Craig was not here. Who else? We have Terry. Terry, this is the first time I see your name here, or maybe I just haven't seen it, but welcome. So happy to have
morning.
you.
Dana.
Who's this?
Dana.
Hey, Dana. What's going on? Super happy to have you. And I see we also have Jeffrey. I'm not sure who that is, but Jeffrey, I'm super happy to have you here as well. Thank you for saying yes. And whoever sent you the link, got you the invite, obviously has a lot of love for you, because this is a place of more money, less time, and more magic. So super happy to have you here, Jeffrey. So we are close to our 9 o'clock. I know Mr. Callagy jumps right on time. So we have 2 minutes. Would anyone like to do a share on what they've learned this week, what they're present to? The main topics have been validation, acknowledgement, source, heroic, unique identity, the power of the microphone. What's up, Darcy? Would anyone like to share something that they're present to?
So, good morning, everybody. It's Craig.
Okay.
What's going on, Fernando? How are you? How is everybody?
Good, brother. You are legendary. Me and Morris have been texting all night because of you. So, Craig, you did an amazing job last night, putting an amazing dinner together with insanely outstanding individuals. So, thank you.
Well, it's definitely the sources for all of that are so many, and it's so grateful for it, because it was such a ridiculous, amazing time. We all had a great time, and the connection that we made to see what can grow out of it is just mind-blowing. So I did want to jump on, because I told Sean yesterday about something that happened that we didn't really know about until I spoke to somebody. There's a girl that joined in that I hadn't met it. I met through a group from UPW. Her name is Khumi, and I'm sure you guys have seen her name coming in and out. And it was just a conversation we started having, and I told her about this group. And she was so excited to get into it that she went directly to somebody that she thought would very much benefit, and that was Limor. It turns out that she didn't just invite Limor, she invited all of this group. It seems that Limor has such an amazing following. Talking about at the beginning of the week, such an amazing raving fan culture, that just because this was mentioned in her group, and it was something that was proximity to her, people kept joining.
Yeah.
Khumi came to me
Hey,
and said she felt
hey,
bad.
Craig, real quick. I'm going to let you jump back in.
Yeah.
I just always want to say hello to start. I'll kick right back to you, Craig.
Boom.
Good morning.
Good
Happy
morning.
Fun Friday. How is everybody doing out there? Right. I have to just say, and I'll kick it back to Craig in a second, my level of gratitude and energy for what we, not me, right, not a few people, we are doing is extraordinary. Like, I cannot believe in a week where things are. So I just want to thank every single person who is contributing massively. And for today, I don't even want to name names, because by naming names, we're excluding so many people that are making this happen. Thank you for honoring the power of one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making my life better. Thank you for increasing my energy, up-leveling my game, and hopefully we're doing the same thing for you. So with that said, Craig, I am immensely grateful to you and Tia for creating an outstanding, remarkable dinner with phenomenal people last night. And we're going to drop in a moment. I want to kick it back to you for a second, quick 30 seconds on how you're feeling about it. Right, hit it hard, 30 seconds. And I want to get into some content for today and some other wins and dynamics you'd like to share. But Craig, 30 seconds. How was last night for you? What's present?
So I was 30. Last night was, just, I already said, was just beyond belief. It was anything beyond any scope of imagination I would have had 2 months ago when we started talking about all this. That something like last night could have occurred. That we all got together, and from all different aspects, everyone is blown away. I'm getting texts till 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm already back and forth between Ari and Morris and everything since the morning. Like, everyone's so far, just beyond belief where we can be in such a, like you said, in such a short amount of time. And the access points are growing exponentially for every person that wants to see it. But I did want to just finish one thing, was that when Khumi came to me the other day and she said she felt bad because she had invited people inside of Limor's group into this ecosystem, they started coming and saying it was because of her, and she felt like it wasn't because of her, it was because, like we spoke about at the beginning of the week, it was Limor's that she has created in her space. Because of that, all these people are joining simply because it was due to it being in proximity to her. So I just wanted to give a shout out to both Khumi and Limor, that this group is growing in ways, and again, with people from different ends of the earth, because of those two. Yeah. So I wanted to.
Yeah. So absolutely, and thank you to you, to them. And here's what this is, like at the root. And I want to talk about how to listen to these calls, because I've had some interesting conversations with folks, some amazing feedback, remarkable energy, and some questions. And I want to deal with some questions. So what we're doing here is what Craig just said. It's influencers influencing influencers. It's influencing influencers to merge ecosystems. For 1 + 1 = a trillion, or at least more than 10 relationships to make the world an even greater place. And as we step forward into these huddles, I want to sharpen everybody's listening for words, meaning, language, resonance of energy. Every word we just said, like 1 + 1 = a trillion, or at least more than 10, every one of those words represents and means something physically, practically, energetically, all of it. And what that means is, by two people coming together, we're creating a lot more than 2 or 3 or 5, a trillion maybe, or certainly at least more than 10. Like, Bill Gross is not on the way to building a $1 trillion company with Energy Vault. And that happened by a few people coming together. Like, that's happening, right? Like it or not, how data works and all the other things, Facebook still is something that's impacted so many incredible lives, from the vision and action steps of a very few leading many. And like, that's what we're talking about. It goes all the way back to when I first launched my law firm and built a 40-person law firm in my late 20s. Like, how'd that happen? It happened because of a simple formula, merging ecosystems with 2 people, or 2 entities, 2 ecosystems, right? The Northern New Jersey Chiropractic Society, when I just decided I would start speaking, and of course having the right level of influence mastery, and a client that was crazy, had a lion in his backyard, a gentleman named Otto, and crushing it and winning for him, and him telling everyone. And all of a sudden I had 40 people working there. And it changed my entire paradigm of reality. For those that don't get that, who have no idea about the legal space, it's not about being a lawyer. Like, lawyers don't build 40-person practices with no equity partners, and they certainly don't do in their 20s. And it was because of this technology. So for your listening, as you're on these calls, when you're hearing acknowledgments and validations of people yesterday. So somebody's like, wow, like, so, you know, there's a lot of acknowledging, a lot of validating, like, you know, let's get to some more content. I want to sharpen your listening, if you had that question, because to sharpen your listening, that is the content. Acknowledgement and validation is a superpower. When you're hearing me do it, David Dean do it, like he rocked the world with it yesterday, you're hearing that occur, it's training on how to acknowledge and validate. People, I walk into rooms all the time, and people can't wait to hear me introduce them. As your level of mastery increases in that space, as your level of mastery increases in that space, your leadership ascends. People seeing their future in you ascends. Because with that capability, you're giving people what we say virtually every day in this call: I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me, which is why Oprah became Oprah, according to her, in her final ever episode. Like, watch that YouTube video. We'll drop it in. Tiffany, drop that in, say to the WhatsApp. Hear it from her. And that's the skill we're developing. It's like not all the skills we're developing here, but every day in short segments, we're going to be hitting one another with indispensable elements from influence mastery, components of process mastery, thoughts about self-mastery. So for example, when you were getting in this huddle today, so far today, what have you done to get yourself ready, right? What have you done to get yourself ready? Right before this call, I put on a song. I put on Lions in the Wild. I put on different songs every day. And I was going absolutely insane inside of my house with getting ready for this call, because I have to honor your time with my energy. I have to make sure I'm in a peak state, ready to hit you with emotional and energetic transference. And that's our opportunity in every situation we encounter. Like, where are we? Indispensable element, right? One of the 10 indispensable elements is our emotional and energetic transference. Check in on this Fun Friday. Where is yours? Where is your level of mastery? And how do we up-level our level of mastery? So let's drop in on that. I'm still coming back to Fernando with a Fun Friday, a little bit of fun. Emotional and energetic transference is built not by us being in our head, but by us being in our heart, inside of our physical body. Somebody said to me yesterday, they're like, you listen with your whole body. I am moving, I am walking, every part of me is currently engaged as I'm delivering on this call, not to manifest something different, but in fact, to free myself. Because this is how we functioned as children. We were in our body. We made noise, we made sounds, and then we were told to stop, to sit down, shut up, and be quiet. Many of us were told that by our parents, our teachers, our coaches, our music instructors. And that's not the energy that leads to unleashing more money in less time with more magic. It's just not. It's being in our heart, our soul, our physical body, not conceptually only, not from a metaphysical perspective, but from a literal physical perspective. Some of us know each other through the Tony Robbins world. Tony Robbins is an absolute genius. Watch my videos, watch his videos, watch a person being in his body, physically in his body, as he communicates, whether he's in loving people, disrupting people, whether he is conveying decisions for people, aspirational energy, making people laugh and have fun. See the range of physical movement in his body. See his core tighten. See him lean forward. See him move and slap his hand at himself. And that's mastery in being in your physical body and creating emotional, energetic transference. Touching people. We've talked last week about Mike Crouppen, arguably, I don't think, probably not arguably, the greatest life insurance salesman in the country, with Rob Gill rapidly closing that gap as they've created an incredible partnership and amazing people, because Rob has this as well. But Mike Crouppen touches people. I shared a week ago, he held hands with a very uptight, logically driven lawyer who was very completely full of significance energy, tight, logical, like boundary filled, stay away from me energy. And Mike, through matching and mirroring, through congruence, ended up holding this guy's hand for 10 minutes. And the guy, 10 minutes is a long time. Like, think of holding somebody's hand for 5 seconds or 10 seconds or a minute or 5. This was 10 minutes. At the end of the night, this guy came and was like, I just have to come back. I just have to be around this energy. Like, he literally said those words. Because Mike Krubin, in holding his hand, plus the speaking and the people, create emotional, energetic transference. And for you, forget about me. Forget about anything to do with what we're talking about. Just you. The way you will build your tribe, your leadership, and hopefully it's all part of this one giant tribe, right, is by realizing that people connect in a negative vibrational way. They take transactional. They take cheap. They take less because they feel like they can't have more. And if you become an access point for that more, emotionally, energetically, people will follow. People will crave that energy. People will even become addicted. And the greatest challenge you'll have is having effective and healthy boundaries with people. But because with that power comes awesome responsibility, but that power is immediately accessible for you. Like today, it's there. And it sits inside the 10 indispensable elements, the 4 steps, and the 4 energies. And let's drop in energy. I was having a conversation. Fernando, you live? You there, brother?
I'm here, Mr. Callaghan.
Okay, awesome. So can you share? Because listen, I'm not perfect. I'm not even close. And when I drop out of the formula and I'm missing elements, things land differently. So when I went to the Bar Association and spoke, I blew that room away. Like, blew it away. It was one of the top 3 engagements I've ever had, regardless. Sometimes I've spoken in front of thousands, sometimes hundreds. That was probably only 40, 50 people. Blew the room away. But I didn't blow the room away a month before that, speaking in a law school. I did well, right? I did well, but I didn't blow the room away. And Fernando, you asked me a question afterwards. And that question was, do you remember?
I said, what were some areas where we could improve? Or, I'm wondering, why did you intentionally or not intentionally use fun energy?
Yeah. And I had an answer, and I gave Fernando an answer, and my answer made sense. But as I reflected upon it, and so I was consistent with my plan, but my plan was suboptimal. Because whenever fun energy, and this is Fun Friday now, right? So we just hit with a lot of Zeus energy and some aspirational energy, a little bit of goddess and love, but we haven't had fun yet. So on Fun Friday, fun is important, not just on Fun Friday, but in all the interactions. And it's magnetic. Like, think Oprah. You don't like Trump, that's fine, but Trump still makes people laugh. Obama made people laugh. Tony Robbins makes people laugh. Think of Ronald Reagan made people laugh. George Bush, Bill Clinton. Think of the people, Martin Luther King. Think of people in all, Muhammad Ali. Think of the energy. You want to watch somebody who's unbelievable at emotional, energetic transference? And by the way, I'm saying these things not as randomized tips. I'm saying study it for mastery. See the fun energy, the aspirational energy, the goddess and Zeus energy. Watch the 10 indispensable elements. Watch Muhammad Ali speak to people. Watch him talk about his faith and drop into Zeus energy. Watch him have fun and joke and psychologically disrupt his opponents and the people. He was beloved because of his ability to engage in influence mastery and the 4 steps, 10 indispensable elements, 4 energies, but it included fun. He was funny. He was exciting. There was dynamic charisma to him. So Fernando, I said blah, 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 blah. And I reflected, and I'm like, I have to bring fun energy every time. And I was talking to law students, and my story is utterly insane. It's crazy, and I only had an hour, so I made up these rationalizations of what I had to cut and put in and not have. And I just left the fun energy out. And it was different. And when the fun energy is in, it's super powerful, right? And so last night we were sitting there, or yesterday, and I mentioned to Fernando. Fernando's had an awesome impact, been doing incredible things. He's been so driven. But to some extent, I'm like, I was assessing Fernando's leadership, right? And we're all egoless here, infinite coachability. And I'm like, I think some of the fun energy is dropping out. So before we get to our, little story from Miami, can you just, respond to that, Fernando? What's present for you? Because you're fun, right? What's present for you when I said that, and how do you respond?
Well, first I said thank you, for being you, analyzing, being the coach that you are, and always be willing to stand for my greatness and everyone's greatness. And I sat and I reflected, just like you did, and actually want to take a brief and honor you. You are the creator of this formula. You live it in an insane level. And I don't think you're ever not fully in the formula. I just think sometimes you focus on certain areas. And it's been, an honor for you to ask us and Jared and Adam and other people around you, like, how can you always improve? It's humbling. As the leader you are, it's very humbling that you're always still 22 years later looking to improve in micro distinctions. So that is a testament to why you are who you are. And by you allowing me to give you that access, you gave it right back. And I'm present to, I have been lacking fun energy. I've been very Zeus aspirational, some goddess. And yesterday we turned on the fun and it was a completely different experience. So thank you for giving me that freedom and that access in stepping back into my fun energy.
Yeah, so you're awesome. And so here's a little bit of an interesting note. So we got into a conversation. If any of you have ever seen it, I'm not saying to watch it, but there's a very fun and hilarious video by, I think the guy's name is JP Stevens, and it's about competitive spirituality. Because I find that there's like a correlation in the world of personal development. Like as people sometimes begin to grow, like fun energy begins to drop. And people begin to take themselves more and more and more seriously. There's a great book by Og Mandino called The Greatest Salesman in the World, and it talks about speaking 10 scrolls every morning. And the 7th scroll of that book, which, by the way, I say virtually every day, morning and night. Sometimes I do it a little bit later. And there's a 7th scroll, which is, I will lovingly laugh at the world, right? And I've expanded that scroll to, I will lovingly laugh at myself and the world, right? So one of the most optimal access points for us is not to put ourselves down, but like, I'm weird, right? People don't talk about ecosystems and energies and things and see the world the same way I do. But yeah, I'm unique, I'm different, and sometimes I'm like totally crazy. And I go in and create disruptions and patterns, and I certainly don't behave in the ways that like people would quote unquote normally behave. So sometimes I sit back and laugh at like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I can't believe I said that. Like I was in the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce meeting and the guy was sort of being, dismissive and somewhat disrespectful. And I told him that he was in his ego and his significance. I said it lovingly, said it congruently in such a way that like, I guarantee you he never heard anything like that in his life and create a massive disruption. And it was like in love, and it was designed to create acceleration of relationship. But I was laughing because I'm like, this guy, I am super confident, thinks I'm completely insane. And like, maybe I am partially insane, but it still is effective, but it's still funny. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, humor is irony, like the opposite of what people expect. So in this fun video by JP Stevens, first of all, he talks about competitive spirituality. And one of like the opening lines is that people, it's something to the effect of, I've left dogmatic, overstructured religion behind, and I've adopted like even more dogmatic and overly structured competitive spirituality, where I make myself feel better by imposing rules that I don't follow on other people and putting them down. Like, it's just funny because that happens, right? So in the space that we're operating in, what makes this space different is that we're not taking ourselves too seriously, that we're having fun. And like, whatever you want in the world is totally awesome. Dude, like, whatever. You want to like lay on a beach and just chill? I don't think that's probably going to ultimately, if you do that for like 20 straight years, make you feel amazing. Because I think we need contribution. I think we need growth, connection, love. But there's like no judgment here. This formula is for more money and less time with more magic for everybody and anybody to use as you see fit. You want to make 40 grand a year? Awesome. God bless. And that works for you and everything works? Amazing. You want to make 10 billion? Amazing. As long as we're in morality, following the formula, and the appropriate balance, it's like all good. So nothing that is present here is designed to be some formulaic, like we're better than, you're joining something with like this wild rule structure. It's like whatever works for you, but like be intentional about it. Really think, does it serve your greater why? And if you're not having fun and building in excitement, it's never going to work. And Adam Gugino, who's just an absolute rock star genius, we'll come right back to Fernando, has an amazing video of how he built just the most preposterous story in call centers I've ever seen, from 3 to 700 million. And it was like rooted in fun and excitement energy. And we're like wildly transparent. Like Calgary Law has plateaued a little bit. It's particularly as I've been out and about and building this platform, which of course serves Calgary Law, but like my fun and exciting energy has not been injected in the same way. And so some of what we're talking about right now is the injectment of that fun and excitement back into it and having other people lead that fun and exciting energy. Because none of us are in true leadership unless we have leaders that are following us and the formula in all ways, including fun and exciting energy. Like not fun and exciting just in like, let's have a pizza party, but like making sales fun and exciting, making marketing fun and exciting, making winning, dopamine hits, oxytocin, fun and exciting to receive. So with that said, right, and in a space of like true amazement and irony, we're like at South Beach. And Fernando, can you tell that story in like 90 seconds, taking us from contextualizing the night into sitting on the beach, like the most rapid version of getting there, and then we'll deliver like the final point of it for like the fun and exciting
Yes.
and irony of it. Yeah.
So let's play some recreation. So it is UPW Miami. We just finished having an amazing gathering of 200 people at this amazing penthouse. The next day, we're all together and we're having sake bombs and all these beautiful people at the table: Prema, Mona, Pat Nelson, Michelle, Darcy, Nicole, Nick, Champagne, on and on and on. And we're having this amazing experience. Then we decide to go to a club, Mr. John's. And it's the first time I ever see like Sean Callagy at a club. And that was, you know, weird in a way. And then there's like people.
I think it was the first time I
bicycles.
was in a club since like Webster Hall in 1992, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was insanely rare. And like you felt so normal. We had fun. There was lights everywhere. And then afterwards, you know, I've been to Miami like 15 times and I had never been to the ocean. And we're like, let's go to the beach. It's 4 a.m. That makes total sense. So we go, we have this amazing meditation with Adam and Nicole and Jessica and Nick Champagne, myself,
Craig,
and you, Sean, and Craig. And we're all holding hands, have this amazing meditation. And at one moment, I'm like, you know what, let me just open my eyes. I'm going to see what's happening. And I see Sean in this like angelic position, bent like all the way forward. And I'm like, oh my God, this is Yoda in this like Zen position. Let me try it. And I try it. And it's like the most uncomfortable position ever. And I'm like, okay, maybe, you know, Sean's weird, whatever. So yesterday we're like at the dinner table and like Nicole like we're sharing the story. And Nicole shares how like Sean fell asleep during the meditation. And he was like completely like out cold in this position. And I started laughing because I thought he was like doing some like yoga and meditation at the same time, when in reality, he was asleep on the ocean, holding hands. And it was just absolutely hysterical that that's like what happened. So human distortion, my version of the story, Nicole's the truth. So that's what happened in Miami.
Yeah, with like Krishna Das music playing and everybody's like going to a higher place. Yeah, I was like exhausted and fell asleep. And it's like, it's totally okay. Like to just be laughing at ourselves. So in this fun Friday, just, we don't take ourselves that seriously, but we take our lives amazingly seriously. Like our vision, our mission, our why, but laugh, enjoy, bring fun, excitement. And final on this, I'm going to kick it to Jared and Adam for any final comments, updates. So Michael Smikin a long time ago, who is a person I've had the privilege of doing incredible things in the legal space, unheard of things. And Michael, and I've said this last week, and I'll say it again, Michael used to put on his like professional lawyer guy stuff. And Michael's funny. I don't like bathroom humor. I've never said the F word from bathroom humor, not the FU word, but like the FA word. I've never said that word in my life. I don't like bathroom humor. Michael Smikin likes bathroom humor. Michael Smikin likes a lot of fun and silly things. I like silly. He likes, you know, silly in a different way. But like when he puts his lawyer uniform on, when he was in his second year and third year and fourth year, he would become somebody different. Like, don't become somebody different. Be radically you. And I mean radically you from when you're like 2 and 3 and 4, with the maturity and wisdom of who you are now, but with the fun and excitement of who you are in your 2-year-old self, your 5-year-old self, your 6-year-old self. Let that you be alive every day and everything. That sense of awe and wonder and silliness and excitement and fun with the wisdom of today. Like, let that be the Fun Friday message for today, and watch people want to be with you. And by the way, give them permission, not judgment, slowly, congruently, not like advice and directive, but in love, and let it free and let it come out and encourage it just through your listening and your excitement and your energy to unleash people's fun and excitement, and just watch everything grow. Like your relationships, your love, your passion, your fun, your experience of life, and of course, your money and time as that magic grows. So with that, Jared, brother, you have anything to add, share for today?
Yeah, sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I was on the phone for like 16 hours yesterday. But like there's little
And
housekeeping
thank you. You're a warrior.
So a little housekeeping stuff. So the group is about to max out. Like this WhatsApp group is going to hit capacity. And I think we'd all agree it's a little bit hard to organize content because that's not the purpose of the group. So we're just going to shift where the group is located early next week. And it's going to be amazing because then all of the content, all of these morning huddles, all of the evening calls will be organized in a way that it's so simple to go back to and find. It's simple to share with other people. I think it'll be much easier to invite people as well within this new community. So I'm working this weekend with my team just to get that transition set up. And then early next week, we'll let everybody know. And then you all just need to take personal responsibility, make the shift, and then double down. Power of one every single day. I am confident, and I deeply believe this, that by the end of 2019, there'll be over 1,000 people in this group. We just have to all each take personal responsibility to ensure that each day there's one person that we connect with, that we drive them to this group. It changes their life, it changes your life, and it changes the life of everybody within this group and ultimately the world, because that's what this becomes. This is a ripple effect that impacts the masses. So just be on the lookout in the WhatsApp group for where this will transition to, because we are literally maxing it out. So there's no option but to do that, and we'll do it right, and we'll go to a place where we can really start organizing all of these resources.
Awesome, Jared. Thank you, brother. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and everything you're doing. It's remarkable. Adam Gugino, I had the pleasure and honor of Adam being first day full-time, like rocking the office. We'll tell a story about that on Monday. But Adam comes in, and I watched him in his genius, and there's a lot of genius, and he leads with his heart. He's unbelievable. But his level of certainty in building a call center and influencing with integrity over the telephone, it was amazing to watch him, like feel him in that energy. So Adam, any quick final points in a minute or less so we can wrap it up and send everybody off to Fun Friday and the weekend? You got anything, brother? I think Adam's been having some unmuting challenges, so we'll give it like another couple of seconds as I chat. But Adam, if you unmute, just let yourself go. We got to figure out Tiffany, how to help Adam unmute, because I think we've had that challenge a couple times. And we want to hear his amazing energy and insight. But Adam, yesterday, was just like boom and boom and boom and boom, because when you have absolute mastery over your craft and your influence, like Adam's at level 9.9999, like 4 nines. And I say that because like income of 56 million equals 3 nines in America, 4 nines equals in the 9-figure millions, like 100 million plus. And that dude took a company from $300 to $700 million. So his level of influence mastery, not only over the telephone, but over people who follow his lead and want to come work for him. You there, Adam?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
What's up, brother?
What's up? So, yeah, I definitely, within a minute, I wanted to just acknowledge you and Fernando really connected. I really connected with everything that you guys talked about on this call. But I did also real quick on last night. Unbelievable night with unbelievable people. So grateful. Fun Friday started after 12 o'clock for us last night. But what I really discovered last night was the power of words and language. And I think everybody there with a different culture, some different backgrounds, connected on our stories, and really just. I wanted to bring this up too, because a lot of new people who are on these calls are probably like, wow, what do these words mean? Where do they come from? And Sean, of course, the creator, and also Fernando, amazing, like a master at using the language, as well as Tia and Craig. I was so impressed by their use also. But yeah, Jared, I think another thing we need is a glossary of terms for the event, January 10th, 11th, and 12th. But I just wanted to point that out, and you mentioned it today, Sean. It was just the language is just so important for communal connecting, and I think that's a big part of what we're doing as well.
And thank you, Adam.
Mr.
Callaghy,
15 seconds,
yes,
if I may.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge. I have a very dear friend, partner, and mentor on the call for the first time. His name is Jason Stone. Lives in Miami. He has created a community of over 5 million on Instagram, known as Millionaire Mentor. I can go on and on his business success, but what I love about him the most is his relationship with his family, his lovely wife, his 2 children. He travels the world with them all the time, creating these beautiful memories. And if there's a man that's like super serious on one side and then has an immense fun energy on the back, it's Jason Stone, and it's never like a boring time when he's present. And I hope to, connect the both of you and merge that ecosystem real soon. But Jason, I just wanted to say thank you for trusting, coming on this call. So much love for you, brother. And I just would be very remiss if I didn't acknowledge your time on the call today. So thank you.
Yeah. And so, Jason, I'm not confused. Thank you for being here. 5 million equals master at the formula. Remember, this isn't like I'm saying nobody can succeed unless they know this. No, this formula is based on the study of how people succeed. So Jason clearly is a master of influence, process, and self to get to where he is. It's an honor. I can't wait to talk, Jason. You're a rock star. Fernando shared a ton, but you can also just look at what you've done in the world. So thank you. In addition,
Sean, I just want to say one thing to edify Fernando. Rob Gill here. My man just leveled up. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's it, right? And so Rob's rocking the house, and I want Tanya Freeman's on this call potentially as well. There's a person that in 2 years.
2 secs.
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge I got Michelle Macchio on the call for the first time. So thank you, Michelle, for joining us this morning.
Absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, and always shout outs for new people. In fact, we should open with shout outs with new folks on the call in the first couple minutes. That's a great new access point. Thank you for sharing that. Tanya Freeman is on, and she rocked the stage in Puerto Rico. Incredible person, was like wildly underestimating herself and humility, and starts unpacking her story and built a law firm at an insane rate, like works with celebrity clients, people, just utterly incredible. So be on the lookout for Tanya and all we're developing. Hey, it's Fun Friday. Be in your fun energy, and here's the challenge for the day. Have fun with people and the power of one, what Jared's saying. Use your fun energy to get there. Disrupt, ask questions. When you influence and when you sell and when you ask, living in your fun, exciting energy, in your heart, in your soul, not in your head, is what draws people, makes people comfortable, and say yes to the integrity-filled messages you want to influence them to. This is Sean Callaghan. This is Unblinded. We've been rocking it all week. Epic week. And next week, leveling up. Have an incredible weekend. Hit the WhatsApp. Be ready for the transition next week. I am immensely grateful. Have an amazing, blessed, and beautiful day. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Callaghan. Rob Gill, you're the man. Darcy, I'll see you soon. To everyone, much love. I'll see you on WhatsApp. Power of one. Let's invite some people. My name's Fernando, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Yep.
See you Monday.
See you later, everybody.
Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
See you guys.
Great day, guys.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Beautiful
Thank you.
weekend. Hey, Tony. Thank you.
This
Terry.
is what it looks like.
Bye, Dana. Bye, Dana.
Hi.
buddy.
Bye.